This is a picture of me back in 2015 on the left. I was chronically constipated all the time. I had restless feet syndrome. I had a lot of nasal congestions. Taking antihistamines. I was going to the CVS, buying different medications for laxatives to help my bowel movements go. But I also bought medication for preparation H because I was also struggling with different hemorrhoids. And that's the only thing that I knew back then. I think many individuals out there struggling with different digestive issues, they always reach for what they know. They don't have anything outside the current scope of awareness. So when you have a limited scope of awareness on different modalities, different remedies that are out there, you are just trapped into this cycle of discomfort. Now in 2024, that's what I look like pretty much all year around without even going to the gym. I mean, I still exercise. I still put in the work, right? But the way how I got here is back in 2019, I started doing detox protocols, cleaning out the small and large intestines on a consistent basis. That was the foundation to fixing my health for the long term. And that's what I want to share with you guys today. Before I dive in deep on the digestive system, on the detox protocol itself, I want to just share a little bit about human physiology. We're categorically the same when it comes to the digestive system. We all have a similar protocol. We all have the same digestive system that looks just like this. Food enters your mouth, down the esophagus, into your stomach. Inside your stomach, you have your digestive enzymes breaking down the food. And over time, food is going to be released into your small intestines for nutrient absorption. Your small intestines, this one right here, this orange colored, is very, very long. It is 4.5 meters or roughly 15 feet in length. And over time, food is going to be released into the large intestines for feces formation. This is the ascending portion, transverse, and descending portion of your colon, and out the back for elimination. The colon is 1.5 meters in length, roughly 5 feet. Okay. What is chronic constipation? I want to help you define it because most people don't understand what it is. They have a colon that is completely filled up with feces, fecal matter, waste material that is not exiting out of the body. They need to go from the picture on the left to the picture on the right, and many people cannot perform this basic function. Now, what is chronic constipation? If you're not going to the bathroom every single day, multiple times a day, just identify yourself as chronically constipated. You are chronically constipated. You got to get the waste material out day in and day out. Just like you brush your teeth every single day, okay, and you shower regularly, why don't you also perform this important key performance indicator? Now, for most of my life, I could not get this done, and that also compounded other health problems over the years. Maybe you're dealing with different skin problems. Maybe you have very foul, I would say, body odor, okay? Maybe you have really disgusting bad breath, okay? Even when you fart, it's something that you don't want to be around yourself. Many, many problems. Now, this is another diagram to help you understand what this is, the digestive system. Once again, it's a very long piece of pipework. Food enters your mouth, down the esophagus, into your stomach. Inside your stomach, you have your digestive enzymes breaking down the food. And over time, food will enter into the small intestines next for nutrient absorption. For small intestines is 4.5 meters, roughly 15 feet, followed by the large intestines, another 1.5 meters in length, another 5 feet, and out the back for elimination. What goes in through your mouth must exit out the back as elimination. Your digestive system is 20 feet long, 6 meters. And some people, they may even have even longer digestive system. Some people are just taller, some people are shorter. But overall, this is the pipework we're dealing with. If you're chronically constipated, fix this first. You got to get all the waste material out of this pipework comprehensively. Give you a little bit of perspective, just how long is 20 feet. From that floor to the basketball rim is 10 feet off the floor, roughly 3 meters. The combined length of your small and large intestines is like having another NBA hoop stacked on top of one another. So that gives you a combined height of 20 feet, or roughly 6 meters. That combined height, that combined distance, is the small and large intestines combined. How do I know chronic constipation is a worldwide problem? I know a little bit about search keyword analysis. Everyone all around the world are typing in constipation, okay, or different permutations of constipation relief. Okay, I need to fix my bowel movements. I need a laxative. Okay, chronic, what do I do? I'm chronically constipated. And people are typing this in all sorts of different languages, in Spanish, in French, German, Italian, Portuguese, Chinese, Russian, Arabic, Turkish, Polish, Swedish. It doesn't matter where you're coming from. The keyword search volume for chronic constipation is only going up year over year. It is unstoppable. Let's just say if you're dealing with real estate bubble burst, it doesn't matter. If the stock market crashes tomorrow, doesn't matter. This keyword will always go up. When your elimination is incomplete, residues of all feces, they're building up in layers on the walls of the colon. As they putrefy, they can cause health problems, pain, and discomfort. Okay, putrefy means decay and rot. What other problems can you expect if you are not fixing your chronic constipation? You're dealing with continued bloating, gas, abdominal pain, rectal bleeding, hemorrhoids, anal fissures, impaction, discomfort, and general malaise, urinary problems, psychological impact, changes in bowel habits. I have some pictures of whole body deodorants. In 2024, we don't just have underarm deodorants, we got whole body deodorants. And what could be the cause of that? It could be chronic constipation, because as you are chronically constipated, all that waste material is going to exude through your skin. It's going to find a way to ooze through. So it doesn't matter if you're putting on the best expensive cologne, okay, you may be using the best detergents for your clothing. There's always that stench that lingers. And a lot of people, they just don't know what's going on. And the doctors, they just continue to prescribe a whole bunch of things that do not work for you. The struggle is very real. This was me, the picture on the left. I was struggling on the toilet every single year, and it just kept getting worse. I was developing these veins on the side of my temples from severe straining. And after all that work, what did I get? A whole lot of nothing. You get a small little pebble. You don't even know where all that waste material went. Well, they're still somewhere in your body. This is just a diagram of a typical house. Water in, water out. Okay. And every once in a while, you may experience some type of a blockage in your toilet, like the waste material would not flush down, right? And that sanitary sort, it's got to exit through that sanitary sort. If it doesn't, your whole house will be smelling like putrefying waste. So today I'm going to give you guys a simple protocol that I've been using over 5 years. The direction that I'll be sharing with you are important. Okay, the proportions are important. The way how you drink it, also very important. So let's start off with the apple cider vinegar. We're going to work our way from right to left. You're going to work with some organic apple cider vinegar without any sugar added. Next, you're going to pick some type of a citrus fruit. You're going to pick limes, lemons, or grapefruit. Highly recommend using grapefruit. Next, you're going to buy some pink salt, the fine grained pink salt. And you're going to prepare some black coffee separately. In this slide, I'm going to work and tell you exactly what to get at the grocery store. You can screenshot this so you know what to get. Get yourself a plastic bottle of water. It's about 2 liters in volume. A metal mesh strainer. Okay, over here, this is a single press squeezer for your limes, lemons, or grapefruit. You can get yourself another single press squeezer. You want to develop a separate kit for yourself that you can use every single week to do your detox protocol. You're going to buy some measuring cups. Okay, get yourself another set just for doing this protocol. This is the apple cider vinegar, pink salt. Now, if you don't want to use pink salt, you can also use food grade Epsom salt or magnesium sulfate. This is a stainless steel thermos. Okay, also important for your protocol, the stainless steel thermos has a volume over 1 liter. And over here, these are stainless steel straws. You can buy some stainless steel straws online, because many people, you may not find this particular product to be very good tasting. It isn't good tasting, but I got used to it, after I've done this for many years now, so it doesn't bother me anymore. When you first start, you may want to work with some stainless steel straws to help you avert the taste. Although also the stainless steel cup is used for that black coffee without any cream or sugar added. All right. Now I'm going to teach you guys how to put everything in the stainless steel thermos. Okay, the instructions the night before, you want to be finishing dinner around 7:30 p.m. You can still have some liquids, but you're not eating any late night snacks. Okay, very important. Do not eat any late night snacks. Water's okay, some juices are okay after dinner. The next morning when you wake up, do not eat breakfast. Some liquids are also okay. At 11 a.m. on an empty stomach, you want to be making this in the stainless steel thermos. You're going to be adding 1 tablespoon and 2 teaspoons of pink salt or food grade Epsom salt in the stainless steel thermos. That is 25 milliliters of salt total. Next, you're going to cut and squeeze 3 lemons or limes or 1 grapefruit. You're going to cut it up. You're going to squeeze it through the single press squeezer, and you're going to filter it through the metal mesh strainer. Next, you're going to add a 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar. Put that in the stainless steel thermos. Follow it up with 2.5 cups of hot water. Okay, you're going to stir that up 30 seconds, 45 seconds to really help that salt dissolve evenly in the stainless steel thermos. And the smell of this solution is going to be quite pungent. Sometimes people, they smell this and they want to use the bathroom. It's pretty powerful. And afterwards, you want to add another cup of hot water and stir. All right. So the volume of the salt flush solution is going to be about 1 liter. Okay. Notice how everything on this table, you just have the bottled water, you have the stainless steel thermos with the salt flush solution now which is prepared, and you have the black coffee, hot black coffee without any cream or sugar added. None of these items on the table you can shatter or break. I want to make that very clear. You may have a glass pitcher. You may think about using that. I don't recommend it at all. I want you guys to stick with these type of materials that cannot break. We're going to produce such a laxative effect you have never experienced before. And you may be running to the bathroom and you may be shattering all this glass. Okay, I don't want you to hurt yourself, run into the bathroom and cutting up yourself over this broken glass. Now, this may seem very, very hyperbolic. People are like, you're just making a lot of exaggerations. But I'm just telling y'all, you want to always consider liabilities concerns and think about how you can avert all these problems ahead of time. I also want you guys to be as relaxed as possible. You want to practice deep diaphragmatic breathing, listen to Rachmaninoff, Piano Concerto 2, Movement 2, or some type of a piano soaking music, or whatever you like. That can help you relax. Relaxation is important. Many people, they read my different testimonials, people that have helped in the past, and they are too eager. They want to achieve a certain result. They could become very anxious in the process. When you're anxious, your stomach locks up. I don't want that to happen. So what you're going to do, you're just going to relax yourself, and you're going to take your time drinking down the salt flush solution. These are the directions to drink down the salt flush solution slowly. It's not a race. You may find other protocols online, and they tell you to try to finish as fast as possible. I don't recommend that. You can take 45 minutes, you can take an hour, you can take an hour and a half. It doesn't matter. Nobody told you this was a race, okay? What you're going to do, you're going to take a tiny sip of the bottled water, hold it in your mouth. Then you're going to take a bigger gulp of the salt flush solution, drink it down. Now, it may not be a big gulp initially. It could be a very, very small gulp. That's perfectly fine, and you just put it down. And if it's too hot, don't drink it right away. You can let that thing cool down just a little bit, kind of like black coffee. It's going to be about the same temperature as hot coffee. And once you drink it down, you're going to take a tiny sip of the black coffee to reward yourself with a familiar taste. Do not rush. You can take 45 minutes, 1 hour, an hour and a half. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, repeating these steps. Sip on the bottled water, hold it in your mouth. Take a big gulp of the sulfurous solution, drink it down. And you're going to sip on the black coffee to reward yourself with the familiar taste. That is the process that I've been doing. Your goal is to finish the sulfurous solution first. You're not trying to finish the bottled water and the sulfurous solution at the same time. No. These directions are important. You're going to sip on the bottled water, very, very tiny. You're only coating over your tongue and your teeth a little bit. So when you do drink the sulfurous solution, it's not going to shock your senses. And over time, you're going to get used to the sulfurous solution. If you're not used to it, then I highly recommend using the stainless steel straw to help you put it down. Repeating steps 1 through 3 and finishing the sulfurous solution first. Now, everyone's a little bit different. Eventually, you're going to have that unction to use the restroom. While you're at it, I want to tell y'all to get yourself type of a stool. It doesn't have to be the squatty potty, but you're going to find yourself going to the bathroom at an angle, because human beings were designed to use the bathroom in a squatting position, not at a 90 degree. This modern toilet is the culprit for many digestive problems right around the colorectal area. Okay? Now, everyone's a little bit different. After you finish the sulfurous solution, and after maybe 15 minutes, another half an hour, and then 45 minutes, as you're staying relaxed, staying in that deep diaphragmatic breathing, you'll get that unction to use the restroom. Okay? So you're going to have the solids going to first come out. Okay, solids coming out the colon. You may see a lot of waste material coming out of the colon. When I first started doing this, it was pitch black. That's how much garbage was trapped inside the colon. Now, every once in a while, you may have some bowel movements, but recognizing that for many individuals out there, your colon has been impacted with so much waste material over the years. They are encrusted on the walls of your colon, and every single year as this happens, it just gets a little bit bigger. It dilates a little bit bigger every single year. So when you do have a bowel movement, it's only that middle portion is only getting some relief, getting some waste material out. You're not getting the whole exit of the waste material. Over time, you'll realize this waste material is going to become softer and softer. It's going to become soft poop, all right? And over time, it's going to become really, really soft. The waste material, not only the colon getting out, but also the small intestine, that's also getting out. And over time, you'll realize the sulfurous solution that you drank earlier is also in the toilet. When that happens, I want you to strike while the iron is hot. You want to drink more from this bottled water. That's going to add more water pressure to the beginning of your digestive system to really punch out all that waste material from both the small and large intestines. What you can expect is torn brown water, lots of it. It's savage when it comes out. It is about releasing the kraken, okay? It's about the diarrhea tsunami. Once again, this is not hyperbolic. This is not exaggeration. This is what happens. You have so much waste material trapped inside your colon right now that must be released. When it first comes out, this waste material, it is so pitch brown dark, you're going to shock yourself. But over time, as you're drinking this water, there's a small little technique. You don't just want to chug this water because that's going to add too much air, and your stomach is going to feel very bloated. You want to just pace yourself. You're drinking, but you're also releasing the air through the nose. So you're only adding in the water pressure. You're only letting that peristalsis work in your favor, getting that water into your stomach, and it's going to rush through that 20 feet. It's going to rush through that 6 meters. That 6 meters of pipe work that's right here. So you get all the waste material out, Okay, from both the small and large intestines, you're drinking more water, and that water now is unobstructed. There's nothing in the way, so it's just gonna rush through both the small and large intestines combined. Okay? And over time, the water of this waste material coming out should become lighter and lighter and lighter. It's going to be dark brown, and over time it's going to be brown. It's going to be light brown, or for some of y'all, it might become light yellow. And that's when you can stop. You can relax, and you can just continue to relax and don't do anything. The first thing you want to do is take some probiotics. Find probiotics that works with your microbiome. It's going to add that protective layer. It's going to help you digest. Everyone needs probiotics, okay? But you just got to find the right strains for you. And you're also going to take some electrolytes, okay? You can do watermelons, pomegranates, coconut water. You want to replenish your sodium, chloride, potassium, magnesium, calcium. As you're doing the self-flush protocol, you're actually washing out a lot of these electrolytes, and you got to replenish them back up way before you even start eating food, okay? Because you got to get this in your cells right away. You can also add a small pinch of salt, okay? Adding a small pinch of salt, that's also going to help replenish your sodium chloride. Next, what you're going to do, you're going to eat light. If you're not super hungry, you don't have to eat right away. You can eat congee, eat something hot, okay? As you're preparing these electrolytes, maybe you're putting this juice together, make sure you're not adding any ice. Don't add any ice to this, okay? You want to do it at room temperature, and it's perfectly okay to heat it up a little bit. Don't use a microwave, just heat it up slightly and drink it down slowly. That will be the best, most ideal. And when you do feel hungry, have something very hot, very warming, some type of a dish, very simple to prepare, nothing complicated. Do not go out eating a buffet. It's very likely you're going to throw up. So that is the self-flush protocol in a nutshell. I want to spin through all my social media, see if there are any questions you guys have for me. So I'm also broadcasting on Rumble. You guys can ask your questions. I'll come back to this later. Oftentimes when I'm streaming on Kick, it doesn't work at all. So over here, I want to also share with you colon hydrotherapy. Now, some of you are very, very backed up. You need professional assistance. You need to divide and conquer this problem. Go to a colon hydrotherapist or colonic. They're going to have you lay down here on this apparatus with your feet kicked up. What they're going to do, they're going to put in hot water in your rectum to help you excavate that waste material from the colon. Okay? Because many of y'all, you have so much waste material inside this colon, you may need to go a couple days in a week just to get back to some sense of decency. Okay? At the beginning of this presentation, I told you guys the importance of understanding your digestive system so you know what you're doing every step of the way. And as you're doing this protocol, you should know, okay, what is happening right now, and you can feel different parts of your stomach area moving. Well, that's what the self-flush is doing. Now, the small intestine, don't be so anxious if you don't see results right away, because your small intestines is 15 feet, right? 4.5 meters. It's going to take time for that salt flush solution to work itself through the small intestines. Now, when you're dealing with the colonic, there are limitations because it only targets your colon, that 1.5 meters in length, that 5 meters. Basically, this green area right here, that's the colon. They're putting hot water here, but it only cleans out this pipework, the 1.5. Your small intestines is much, much longer. It's about 3 times much longer than your large intestines. So next, we're going to talk about different liabilities, concerns. Toxic megacolon. If you don't fix chronic constipation, this could be an outcome. This becomes very life-threatening. Okay, you're going to get swelling and dilation of the colon, or you're going to be dealing with different surgery procedures. Doctor's going to cut you up. They're going to say, well, you're going to have to do this hemicolectomy surgery. They're going to reattach the remaining sections, or different parts of your descending portion of your colon gets removed, and they're going to install a colostomy bag. They have a hole called a stoma. They're going to insert in the abdominal wall. There are entire Instagram pages or TikTok videos that deals with this. You guys can look into it. If you want to avoid this, you want to identify your chronic constipation early. You can't let it sit. You can't be like, oh, I'm going to deal with this when I get to it. No. Your 1 to 2 days chronic constipation is going to become a 2 to 3 day, 3 to 4 days, 4 to 5 days, until it's going to consume you. Over here, this is a right hemicolectomy. The ascending portion of the colon gets messed up, so the doctors remove it completely. Over here, that's where your small intestine is connected to the large intestines, and this piece right here, that is your appendix. And that gets removed. Your small intestine has to be reattached to the remaining sections. This is called ileoanal anastomosis. The large intestine completely removed. So the doctors use the remaining section of your small intestine to create a pouch around the anus, which allows the waste material to leave your body. Although you'll likely have several watery bowel movements daily, or you're going to be on adult diapers for the rest of your life. Over here, this is ulcerative colitis. Many people, they're just throwing down a lot of antibiotics because the doctors tell them, hey, this is what you do. So they do that. Now their whole microbiome is disrupted. They may begin to develop this ulcerative surface and leaky gut syndrome. And what doctors usually do, they prescribe corticosteroids. The symptom flare-ups are many. They could be diarrhea, bloody stools, abdominal cramping. And when people take these corticosteroids or immunosuppressants, it's going to suppress these symptom flare-ups, but they did not really treat the root of the problem. Crohn's disease, also very common. Some of the different signs of diarrhea, stomach aches or cramps, blood in the stool, tiredness or fatigue. This is inflammation in the small and large intestines. And when doctors usually encounter these different problems, they just prescribe more corticosteroids. Rectal prolapse, very common for people that are severely straining on the toilet. I was going down this path myself because when you are chronically constipated, you think that is almost there. You have that feeling of, okay, if I just push a little bit harder, then I can get my relief. It never comes, okay? And you're going to first develop hemorrhoids. And you may develop something called anal fissures, okay? These are different cracks that could happen right around the anus. Prolapses. And when you go to your GP, what do they usually do? They're going to send you to a proctologist. Proctologists, they're going to snap on their latex gloves. They're going to examine you down there, the colorectal area. They're going to say, hey, we've identified some anal fissures, some rectal prolapse. There could be fistulas or abscesses. These are infected cavities filled with pus near the anus or rectum. Of course, very, very common, different hemorrhoids. But don't worry, this guy, the proctologist, the bottom whisperer, he's going to fix you up. Doing some type of surgical procedure, okay, they're going to patch you up in and out. Same day, you think that you resolved your problem, you haven't. Because if you're still dealing with problems upstream, you still can't get the waste material out of the colon, you're going to continue to develop new hemorrhoids. The proctologist is down here, tinkering, fixing things down here. But upstream, you still have a dilated colon, a colon encrusted with fecal matter, putrefying through your skin, unresolved. When people don't resolve this chronic constipation issue, they don't know how severe this issue could be down the line. They could be experiencing something called feculent vomiting. Feculent vomiting, somebody was asking in a Facebook forum, has anyone vomited fecal matter because it couldn't go down? What did you need to do about it? Somebody responded, go to the ER, this is dangerous. Fecal vomiting is due to some mechanical intestinal obstruction. As we're understanding more about our digestive system, I just want to scroll back up. So we're looking at this slide, somebody dealing with a toxic megacolon. They're packing in so much waste material inside this colon. At some point, you can no longer pack in any more waste material. So where does that waste material go? It's going to work its way backwards in the small intestine. So this green section over here, completely caked up with waste material. And over time, that waste material hardens. Well, you're still going to get hungry, right? So you keep on eating. You're eating on top of chronic constipation. So waste material is going to first work its way backwards through that 4.5 meters, through that 15 feet. Eventually, you're going to get that waste material ended up in your stomach, and you're going to throw it all out. You're going to throw it up, you're going to have reverse peristalsis, and that's how that fecal vomiting takes place. This is a study done at the LA County Harbor General Hospital. In a 2-year period, there were 23 cases of this. That's about 1 case of fecal vomiting per month. There are many different Facebook forums, Reddit subreddits you guys can look up, people dealing with chronic constipation all over the world. Why are people asking a bunch of random strangers? Well, they've already gone down to the path of, okay, I went to see my GP. GP told me to see the GI, and the GI told me to do a whole bunch of different things, and they did not work, so I go to another GI. Go to another GI. Look at what people are typing online. They're desperate for answers. I'm impacted. All home remedies, OTC laxatives, enemas, dietary changes, addition, nutritional oils. Quit working last month all of a sudden. The ER couldn't reach it, and their enemas didn't work. The highest dosage of lenses does nothing, and the Miralax colonoscopy prep giving me overflow diarrhea. Small bits are coming off the impaction, probably from the hospital enemas I got Saturday. What else can I do? I feel like the impaction is just way too big to get out, and it seems like nothing is softening it enough. Hello, I've been struggling with severe chronic constipation for a couple years now, but it's only gotten worse. Over the last 6 months or so, I've been prescribed Trulance and lenses, highest doses for both, and neither of those medications are working very well for me at this point. I can pass a little bit of stool, but not much, so I'm constantly extremely backed up. I have to spend about half my waking hours lying down because I'm so bloated and nauseous and often in pain. As far as OTC laxatives, nothing really works there either. Docalast, enema, suppositories, magnesium citrate, nothing works. I was supposed to have a colonoscopy today, but couldn't keep the bowel prep down. The procedure had been rescheduled for a month from now, and one of the nurses at my GI office prescribed a pill-based cleanse. The pill is called Sutab, and I was warned ahead of time that patients often have trouble completely entering their bowels with this pill. So given my struggles, I'm doubtful that this will actually work for me. Here's my question. Has anyone here gotten to the point where nothing works? Meds or OTC laxatives, and had to have sort of in-office medical procedure done? I'm so sick and so miserable. What about professional colonics? I'm not even sure how those work. If anyone has any advice or experience with this, I'd be very grateful. If you could share with me what you ended up doing, what the outcome was like. Thank you. Can you hear the hopelessness in their voice? Many people, that's what they have to deal with is day in, day out. Instead of you going down on this path, okay, you can start looking at these different medications people are prescribing. You know what those detours and dead ends are ahead of time. So that's why I'm telling y'all there are other natural ways, and you need to figure out what those natural ways are. Earlier I talked about colonoscopy, and some people, they found a lot of success with coffee enemas or different saltwater enemas. You have to find that winning combination. Get that waste material out of the body, divide and conquer that waste. And if you're on my YouTube, you can type into the chat, ask me different questions. Be happy to help you along your journey or provide information that could be helpful on your journey. Of course, nothing I share is professional medical diagnosis or treatment. You're going to have to continue to work with your doctor, naturopathic doctor, with your DO, okay, to find the winning combination. So YouTube, where are you coming from? Talk to me. Is it South Carolina? Who's here? Holla at your boy. So today I want to also provide some information that's off a lot of people's radar. People don't look into this until it's too late. Most doctors don't look into this. They think that it's just fiction, it's imaginary. Well, listen, I'm just going to jump right into it. Internal parasites are very real. As I've been diving deep into this the last couple of years, since 2019, I look at different testimonials like this. I wonder what other things could be causing that intestinal obstruction. Well, it could be internal parasites. Many people overlook this because they think I live in a first world country. They may be living in Switzerland, live in Germany, in the United States, and they think that, well, this could not happen in my neighborhood. Wrong. This is a liver fluke, pinworms, tapeworms, and roundworms. We're talking about full-blown organisms. You don't even need a microscope to see these things. So first thing we're going to talk about is that people are finding worms in their Whole Food Market salmon. People are finding worms in their Costco salmon. Over in Canada, Alberta man gets first known Canadian case of worms from grocery store raw salmon. He's not the first, and he ain't gonna be the last. Okay. In Japan, they have a very interesting museum. It's all parasites. They got about 60,000 specimens in this museum alone. But in the United States, they have a national parasite collection. In this collection, they got about 100,000 different parasites in this collection. And every single year, they're continuing to find new parasites. The annual growth rate is 1,000 to 1,500 specimens per year. So the knowledge base of parasites is growing bigger and bigger. And your doctors, they don't look into this. There has been so many publications on parasites for hundreds of years. You guys can look at these books, check out these books online, or just buy them. A Century of Parasitology, Veterinary Parasitology. Go to the Library of Congress. You can find a lot of excellent books, publications, journals, or the archive.org. Find a lot of great books. You should also look into veterinary parasitology because oftentimes our friendly pets become vectors. The parasites that are on them could transfer to us. This is the liver fluke. Liver flukes are very common. Now, they first hatch in water and they work their way up through different organisms. They may attack a simple snail. They're called intermediate hosts. Use that snail and grow to a certain size. They exit the snail and they're going to land on some vegetation while the cow or the sheep comes over, eats this vegetation, and that's how that liver fluke continues to survive. You guys do your homework later. Go on YouTube and just type in Animal Planet liver flukes. This lady was suffering with liver flukes for years. And it was extremely frustrating because she was going to the ER. She was double down in pain. And the ER, they ran all these different type of tests. And at the end, they couldn't find anything wrong with her. Because doctors, they don't look into this. You guys understand? So you guys need to recognize that parasites are extremely, extremely dangerous. She was struggling with this for years until she found a GI doctor that discovered her liver flukes and dealt with the liver flukes directly. Okay, you should go through these whole series because Animal Planet produced a whole bunch of parasites documentaries. Liver flukes are also very common in the ranching business. So if you're a rancher in Oklahoma, South Dakota, Australia, New Zealand, I don't care, they have to deal with this year in, year out. treatment of liver fluke in cattle and sheep this winter. Over here, this is an internet sensation, calls himself the Liver King. He recommends his followers to eat liver, the raw liver. Okay? Well, if you're eating raw liver, recognizing that liver flukes may be present. You may not see them, but there may be some liver fluke eggs inside that liver. Many people are watching that Food Network and want to try a whole bunch of different foods, travel the world. Well, exploring with steak tartare, this is raw meats. Sometimes there are different parts of the organ meats that mixed in, get a different flavor, very possible. In Korean barbecue, there's always different time limits when you work with these different type of restaurants and you're just rushing through the cooking. And you may be ingesting a lot of parasites along the way. This is the tapeworm. Tapeworms are also very common. Rostellum, this is their teeth. They will hook on to your small and large intestines. Over here, these are different suckers. They help them anchor itself to the intestinal wall. They're not going anywhere. So you guys can study the life cycle of different tapeworms. This is the fish tapeworm. You can see how they work their way up through the food chain. Okay, they may find themselves in a crustacean. Crustacean gets eaten by a smaller fish, and the smaller fish gets eaten by a bigger fish. This looks like a steelhead, possibly. I don't know. Could be some type of a rainbow trout. And now you're eating that flesh, eating that meat. And if you're undercooking it, well, you may be ingesting, because it's really tough to eat. It's really tough to eat cooked fish, because it gets dried up really easily. So people always try to cook it just right, but if you cook it just right, it's always slightly undercooked. Over here, this is pork and also beef tapeworms, different species of tapeworms that exist in different organisms. Now, the problem with tapeworms is that they're hermaphrodites. They reproduce rapidly. So over here, that's their head. This is their anatomy. Progonids is their reproductive system. You guys can study this. It's a death by 1,000 cuts because they reproduce so quickly, right? So if you have one beef tapeworm, let's just say you have 1,000 progonids. Inside one progonid, you're dealing with 100,000 eggs. So if you have 1,000 times 100,000, you're dealing with 100 million eggs. People are pulling out tapeworms from the rectum. This is in Thailand. People are eating different intestinal dishes in Asia, but also in the US. People like to eat chitin and collard greens, right? Over here we have seafood, hot pot, sushi, sashimi. Maybe 20-25 years ago wasn't that popular, but with tech companies, just popping up in Northern California, those restaurants are very, very common. People like to go on dates. I'm going to be a sushi date. Well, you're going to be consuming some parasites. Roundworms are very common in your pets. If you have dogs, cats, rabbits, or ducks, you're going to very likely get parasites. Some people, they have so many parasites, they've taken over their colon. And the doctors had to do major surgery and extract all these roundworms. If you had that many roundworms inside the small and large intestines, of course you're going to have trouble pooping because you have so many parasites in the way, right, causing that further intestinal obstruction. Hey, if you talk to your doctors about this, they're going to gaslight you. They're going to mock you. They're going to roll their eyes. So instead of doing that, why don't you do the research for yourself? Don't just take my word. Do the research. Go talk to your parasitologist. There are people that are in universities that teach this as a profession. And there are people that are in specialized fields. They study this day in and day out. Right? Go talk to them. This is not positive from the Olive Garden. The parasites can also target your organs one by one. Different parasites. Some of them like to target the liver. Some of them like to target the kidneys. And some of these parasites love to target the pancreas. You guys can look up articles like Ascaris-induced pancreatitis, right? And once they start to target your different organs, it's like this. First, they siege your different organs. They may breach other organs. They can penetrate through the intestinal walls because if you have chronic inflammation, ulcerative surfaces, leaky gut. That's how they can go out and target different other organs. Then they're going to occupy these different organs, continue to extract their resources while they continue to survive and replicate. Then it's capitulation. They're going to capitulate you. Many organ failures, just my personal humble opinion, has a lot to do with internal parasites. Okay? That's what parasites do. And because it's so under the radar, most people don't look into it, right? Some people say, oh, this is just a part of aging, I'm just going to have to accept it. Well, what can you do right now to put more time back on the clock? Why don't you study these different areas that could be off your radar screen right now? Put in the work. Study one parasite per day. In 30 days, you have a database of different 30 parasites that are very, very common. Some of them, they're full-blown organisms, and some of them, they could be single-cell prokaryotes, okay? Pets are very common, whether it's in dogs, cats. They have high reproductive rate, adaptability, strength in numbers, stamina, and survival. Parasites have all those characteristics. The different risks that you're dealing with could be the raw foods you're consuming right now got parasites. If you are traveling abroad, that local water, if you go there unprepared, you don't know how to purify local water, you don't know how to filter, you may be drinking parasites in your water. And if you're dealing with a lot of different pets, you let the pets just lick you, right? It's very cute for your TikTok videos, your Instagram stories, but guess what? Some dogs, they eat the feces of other dogs. They are licking, they're always exploring their surroundings. And if you're not at home, you have no idea what your dog's been doing all day. You guys know what I'm talking about? Of course, there are also parasites in raw vegetations. Now, white blood cells is your defense mechanisms. You guys should study up on your different white blood cells and what they do. They do have the ability to identify these pathogens and get rid of them. But the problem is that in 2024, you have so many people on different forms of corticosteroid therapies. So people are taking corticosteroids, prednisone, and that lowers your immune system. They basically suppress the immune response. You're telling your white blood cells don't go to work. So in that environment, parasites, they continue to survive and replicate unencumbered. Of course, don't take my word for any of this. Go study out for yourself. So parasites over here, the doctors had to pull out these roundworms out of the liver one by one. Because like I said before, they siege you, they breach you, they're going to occupy you, and they're going to capitulate you. Pinworms are also very common. If you see a child scratching their behind, it's a case of pinworms. According to PubMed, this is affecting almost 1 billion people worldwide from all socioeconomic classes, not just the poor. Okay? Don't you think 1 billion is a lot of people? Over here, you guys want to study up on these guys too. These are single-cell protozoan parasites, Toxoplasma gondii, and amongst many others, right? And these different parasites, you can target your white blood cells or also your red blood cells. So if you are immunocompromised, they're targeting your red blood cells. Well, your red blood cells are responsible for carrying oxygen, right? If you don't have that in place, you're always going to feel out of breath. So these are some of the different herbs you guys got to look into for parasite elimination. You got clove bud, wormwood, garlic extract, okay, oregano. There are many different products online. Wormwood, black walnut. Okay, you got Intestine Pro, Intestinal Edge. These are all different tinctures that people have used using all natural ingredients. But you got to work with your doctor, find what's right for you. There are also different products for your pets. And if I zoom in a little bit, what do they have? Oregano extract, they got pumpkin seed, walnut extract, Oregon mountain grapefruit extract, wormwood, okay, Palo d'Arco bark extract, okay. Your pets can benefit from these products. Parasites are so powerful they can go outside of your digestive system, begin attacking your brain. This is an example of neurocysticercosis MRI scan. So parasites are literally eating your brains. Now, I don't recommend you guys go into a detox for parasites right away. You got to get good at cleaning out the small and large intestines first. Some people, they're so gung-ho about eliminating their internal parasites, so they go ahead and take these different herbal products or OTC medications under the guidance of their doctors. Well, if they can't get rid of the waste material that is currently sitting there in the digestive system, they're going to end up with a whole bunch of dead parasites on top of their waste material. Still can't get that crap out. As a result, they're going to get something called Herxheimer reaction, fever, chills, diarrhea, constipation, headaches, or rashes. You want to do detox protocols in order, just from my humble opinion. Just like you can't really teach a child arithmetic or subtraction without giving them a very, very good understanding what numbers are. If you just jump into all that arithmetic, it makes no sense. Same thing with detox protocols. Recommend you guys get proficient detoxing the small and large intestines at least 4 times. Start with once a week. You must be proficient. Then once you become proficient, you want to take anti-parasite herbs 3 days in a row. Then you detox the small and large intestines to flush out the dead parasites. Okay? So I want to give you guys a little bit of a heads up regarding liver health. To recover your liver, you need to first understand this chart. And it took me a long time to understand this chart. I'm still learning it. There's so many intricate parts. Right? These are intrahepatic ducts. This is the common hepatic duct, which is connected, right, into this common bile duct. The common bile duct has a lot of responsibilities. It's also connected to your gallbladder on the left. It's also connected to your pancreas on the right. Everything gets dumped into the duodenum, which is the very first part of your small intestines. If you want to improve your liver health, you have to first understand the anatomy, right? So that's grammar. What is the liver? Okay, how does it, all the components of the liver. Okay, you can look into a little bit more, because over time, if you guys are interested in the future, I can teach you guys how to clean the liver and the gallbladder. Most people, they wait too late. Their gallbladder is already filled up with stones. They don't know how to get the stones out of the gallbladder. There are natural ways how you can clean out this liver. There are natural ways. Because if you don't clean out the gallbladder and your gallbladder is giving you gallbladder attacks, they have the surgery for you. They're going to poke 4 holes into you. 1.2 million surgeries per year in the United States. Each surgery is about $4,600. This is $5.5 billion just with the surgery alone, right? They don't want you to know there are natural ways how you can get these gallstones out. Benefits of liver detox are many. I no longer have any joint pains, deeper sleep, faster recovery from sports and injuries, restore libido health, faster metabolism, 0 weight loss rebound, faster hair and nail growth, overall youthfulness, run longer, lift heavier without any supplementation. Kidney health, you guys can also learn about that if you stay on this channel, subscribe, hit that like button, okay, that will be very helpful for the algorithm. There are ways how you can improve the conditions of your kidneys. You don't have to wait until you are so deep in the different stages of liver kidney disease. And if you are fixing your problems upstream, you're going to have a lighter load downstream. Just like how I explained about earlier, proctologists are fixing the colorectal area, that very, very end portion. You might be fixing your hemorrhoids, might be fixing your anal fissures, your prolapses, fistulas. Well, over here, if your kidneys are messed up, you're going to have problems downstream, especially with men. You may have prostate problems. With the ladies, you may have UTIs. Okay? So if you fix your problems upstream, fix the condition of your kidneys, improve their filtering capacity, you're going to have less problems downstream. But most doctors, of course, they don't want you to know any of this, because this dialysis market It's currently right around 95 billion per year. Okay, and they are looking at a projection CAGR, compound annual growth rate, close to 8%. So by 2032, this is going to be about $181 billion industry. They don't want this to go away. Okay, they always want more dialysis centers to go up. They want to continue that cash flow coming in. They want these patients on their recurring model, right? Squeezing out as much of that lifetime customer value. I know these are very uncomfortable topics. I'm just telling y'all, I'm just another guy on the internet. I don't know anything. You guys continue to do your own research, okay? Detoxing in this order. Start from here. Don't worry about all this other stuff, but I had to give you guys that type of a broad overview in advance. This is what I've been doing for my own personal health. I regularly detox the small and large intestines. Parasite detox. Liver and gallbladder flush. Kidney cleanse. Heavy metal detox. Restoring these daily KPIs. Urination. If you're not drinking enough water and electrolytes throughout the day, you are not going to the bathroom on a regular basis. Proper hydration. If you're dehydrated, you're going to be dealing with bowel problems. You're going to be chronically constipated. You don't need a medical degree to know that. It's just, oh, that makes a lot of sense, right? So you need to restore those daily bowel movements, plural. Then you're going to find a way to sweat. I don't care how you do it, but you need to find a way to get the waste material out of your lymph nodes. Through movement, you can get vibration plates, you can get a portable sauna. Do something that's going to make your body move. Because your skin, it is the largest organ that you have. And one of the functions that it has is help you exude the waste material out. But during the wintertime, what do? We do none of that stuff. All we do, we got red-eye flights, trying to see our families and friends, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, right? You are eating on top of dehydration, eating on top of chronic constipation, and you're wondering why you're coming down with some flu symptoms. Runny nose, you're developing a temperature, you got a sore throat coming on, swollen lymph nodes. Well, these are all signs of detox. Your body trying to tell you, I'm trying to get the waste material out of your body because you haven't been urinating properly, because you haven't been doing your daily bowel movements, you haven't been sweating. So I have to somehow kick this into high gear for you to eliminate that waste material. You guys can see what I'm talking about? So, you guys have any questions for me? You too, holla at your boy. Don't be shy. I'm just gonna spin through all my social medias. Well, I have your attention here. Listen, I got a link tree over here. There are a lot of different programs on here. I highly recommend, this is where you begin, the Dad Bod to Summer Bod Challenge, okay? I don't care if you're a guy or gal, you guys gotta start here. Clean out the small and large intestines. I also teach you guys how to also effectively get rid of the internal parasites in this program. Today I just offer some overviews, but I wanna get you guys right in 2024 and beyond, so you guys can know exactly what to do every step of the way. If you're looking for weight loss, improved digestive health, increasing your energy levels, you want to enhance your self-confidence. If you want to reduce your brain fog, if you want better body odor control, okay? If you want confidence in your appearance, if you want your overall health improvement, if you're interested in long-term wellness, okay? These are people, individuals that I've helped over the years, not just in English. I've helped many people here in Asia. I can also coach this in Mandarin Chinese for those of y'all interested. This is what I do, okay? And later on, if you guys want to do coaching calls with me, you guys can certainly do that. So I can help and identify what is your roadblock now, okay? Now, if you've seen my program, you've gotten a lot of great progress with my program, you know, tip your boy, okay? Tips are very, very welcome. This is my flagship, work with me one-on-one health transformations for 30 days. And that goes into a lot of different things. I'm not going to go into that now. But for a lot of you, you can just benefit from getting my PDFs. They're only $8. They're very inexpensive. You're going to get loads of great information from just getting these PDFs. This is about the liver cleanse, okay? Over here, improve your liver health, increase your energy and sex drive. What are we over here? Get rid of internal parasites, PDF, and get better skin and lose weight. Parasites are in control. One of the reasons why you have uncontrolled eating, uncontrolled cravings, because you have so many parasites inside of you, you're telling you what to do all the time. And over here, this is the no BS guide to digestive system, weight loss secret. There aren't any video instructions with this one, but that's why I highly recommend you guys to get this one, okay? And for those of y'all, you want to get more instructions on the liver cleanse, this is the protocol to get. I just recently finished this protocol. It's got all the videos that you guys need. Video 1, overview liver anatomy functions. Video 2, gallstone formation. Video 3, practical pessimism. I want to help you guys guide through on this protocol so the process can be as smooth as possible. Because many people, they fail when they do different liver cleanse protocols because they jump too quick. So that's why this has to be the foundation. Work your way up, okay? Just I want to talk about quadrivium, right? And then they guys say you got to do quadrivium first. Well, what is it? You got the arithmetic, then you can move into geometry, then you can move into music, then you can move into astronomy, right? One on top of another. So do you guys have any questions for me? What's going on? Got somebody on my YouTube. Don't be shy if you have any questions. Hopefully you guys can find a lot of value from these presentations. Yeah, follow me on different social medias. Okay, I am on the real John Chow across different social medias. So over here. You guys can also hit me up on my inbox if any questions, okay? But if you're on this live call, just ask your questions. Let me know what's going on, you know. Have you tried my protocol before? What have you done? Any concerns regarding this protocol? I cover a lot of material, but yeah, anything digestive health related, I don't know everything. So if I get blocked, right, I can refer you to somebody else. I'm also streaming on I don't think people are watching here. That's all right. How do I want to go back. Yeah, I don't think anybody's here. Well, that's what I have for y'all. If you guys don't have any questions for me, I'm going to close down this presentation. And thanks for jumping on the call. Merry Christmas, happy holidays. Stay safe out there, okay? And I'm going to just drop my URL in here for anybody interested. Well, Kick is working. You know, many times in the past I tried using Kick. It definitely did not work. Well, thanks so much for joining me on this call. Have an amazing rest of your week, and I'll talk to you soon.